Mad League continues into round 2 at the Indy Road course. This has the old Indy oval on the outside, but the interior is a road course with a track map up there in the top left. So there's heavy braking into turn 1, a 90-degree. Turn 3, 4 is kind of fun here because you swing it to the outside and have to trail brake. And then basically this is the back straight, even though there's a bit of a sequence here. This GT3 doesn't give me much room, but the lap is still clean by going out there. That's not an issue. Another big braking zone into turn 7. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure chicane sequence here. It looks like there's lots of room, but you'll see later in the race it's very difficult to go side by side. This might be my favorite turn here. Turn 11 into 12 as you kind of go up to that concrete wall and swing it back in. And everyone was complaining about this turn, turn 13. You can't even see the apex. And look at this GT3 coming right on, back on track next to me. I was a bit cheeky about this. I didn't really care. I was like, oh, how close can I get to this guy? So here's his angle going out wide. We'll get that in slow-mo. Look how close that was. Sometimes, you know, with iRacing, the hit boxes as they were, they're pretty clean. It's very accurate. Other times, not so much. There's some foreshadowing for you. I qualified 10th out of 11 LMP2s. I get a good start, but I actually have to back out because I jumped the guy in front of me. But I don't want to go side-by-side turn 1. You guys saw the huge 90-degree turn down here. This is a 45-minute race. I'm not in a rush to win this. 11th place. Gets alongside. He wants to challenge. He wants to make up some positions early. I'm like, all right, man, you want to be this aggressive? Go right ahead. I'm not going to do that. Now, this is supposed to be flat out coming out here, but you see he's on a weird line, that guy in 9th. Oh, there he goes. Dead. So you can see he gets this passed on, hits the big curbing, somehow flies across in front of Cody, who doesn't hit him. But looking at it from this angle, it makes me think, did Aubrey get in a bit of a helping hand here? Here it is from Cody's hood camera. Oh, Mr. Richardson does not lift, clips him and sends him flying. All right, back to my onboard gyro camera. We're going down the back straight into this choose your own adventure chicane. Catching up to the pack already. An awkward side-by-side here, and this guy, his car slides out underneath him. Poor car control. I maybe could have foresaw this. Here's his onboard. I don't know why he downshifted to first, let alone go full throttle in first. And on that spin around, the front nose of his car hits my rear axle. So watch the front of his car here as he spins through. Right there. So he hits my front axle. So of course, that means I have steering damage. Now, because of the banking here, it wasn't super obvious I had bad steering damage. But now as I try to straighten it up, I'm like, what's happening? I get on the microphone telling the GT3s behind that I'm losing control, but I actually had that button bound to my windshield wiper. So my wiper goes off at the same time I'm using my microphone. But yeah, my car's broken. I've got to go into the pits. After 5 minutes of repair, I come back out. And right in front of me is a big clump of GT3. As I'm exiting the pit lane here, we'll see one of the GT3s swoop across. Believe it or not, that was contact I was penalized. I'm not sure how many incident points. Heavy contact is 4 points. I think this went down as heavy contact. You can hear that bit of a blip on his throttle. This is a function of, you know, a server trying to correlate the activities between two client-side perspectives. And it goes, oh, you guys hit. But at the same time, the net code, there was no damage. So it's a really strange situation where I received a big penalty for that. And yet, there was no incident. A frustrating scenario. So here I am on my hood camera, heading down to the Choose Your Own Adventure, and you see a Lambo dive down the inside, contact. I've got nowhere to go. I already was swinging out that way because of the Porsche in front of me. We'll switch to his onboard here. I don't know if he missed a shift or he went into neutral. It definitely sounds like he goes into neutral. And you can see right there, he doesn't have a curved monitor or VR. He just has a standard monitor, so he couldn't see that I was right alongside him. So he hits me for good measure again. Oh. So I've yet to do like a full lap yet. And already multiple contacts. How are the other LMP2 drivers doing, you may ask? Well, here's Andrew. I'm not sure how he screwed that up. It looked like he went too aggressively on his downshifts, engaged in traction control. On board another LMP2 car, looking down at turn 1. We have cars strewn across the circuit in front. Looks like an LMP2 hit a GT3 or something happened. I couldn't get a better replay of this. This guy's charging through this kind of double apex, but the GT3 doesn't leave him any sort of space on the outside to carry speed. He avoids the car contact, just gets a one-time incident point for going off track. If you spin, it's 2 incident points. Heavy contact with another car is 4 incident points. At 9 incident points, you get a drive-through penalty. That's what I just had. That's why I'm leaving the pits again, serving a drive-through penalty. At 13 points, you get disqualified, simply put. So I don't know why. I can't exactly look back in time and see how my incident points were handed out to me. Basically got to catch it real time as it's happening. So I guess I'm at 9 points, which means 1 more heavy contact, and I'm disqualified from this race. So here I am coming through turn 1. We see an LMP2 that had spun. I had to avoid that Mercedes. That's Steve. He's the guy that went post-race driving backwards down Le Mans to get disqualified from a race, losing his victory in GT3 AM or M. And here's that Lamborghini that gave me a hard time getting stuck in neutral. He did here last time, but somehow he doesn't hit me this time. I was a bit nervous about that moment. Switching to kind of a back of the car wing camera here. Another gaggle of GT3s. We got guys coming out of the pits. It's a complete mixture of people multiple laps down, racing for positions. Other guys on the lead lap racing for positions. Other guys just nursing through car contact on a strategy of their own. I have to avoid all of these guys somehow. So we'll go to my gyro camera coming into Choose Your Own Adventure chicanes. It almost looks like those guys are going to go 3 wide. I'm trying to figure out who do I pick here? Who's trying to go past? Oh, no, this Mercedes. He's yielding. I go to follow this Porsche, but the Porsche wasn't on a racing line. He actually went out wide and had to brake on turn exit, so he was never going to make the turn. So I chose the wrong adventure. Yeah, he was never gonna make that. Oh my goodness, you know, this is why it's called the Mad League. This is what you get. There's no ceiling or lower limit for iRating. It has complete noobs and absolutely excellent drivers mixed into all of this. Back on my onboard now. Amazed that I was not disqualified. I am just driving super nervous now. I'm like, any touch on any of these guys and I'm kicked out of the race. So I'm just biding my time, being patient, trying not to cause an incident. So up ahead though, here's Andrew. He's still racing. He's still on the lead lap for the LMP2s, whereas I'm many laps down. And again, he locks his rear axle when a GT3 step. Oh, and then there I go, careening across. So to back this story up, we see Andrew in front. A GT3 steps out to make a pass. He screws up. So this GT3 goes nice and slow. The GT3 behind him, at the 600-foot marker, he just eases into it. But if you see there in the mirrors, I hit this guy, or this guy hits me. This guy had just done his fastest lap of the race. He's coming down here. He's in the zone. He's trying to hit his brake markers. Doesn't think about yielding to me, let alone anticipating car contact. And so that's it. He runs into the back of me. I may have shifted into his braking zone. I'm not going to say I didn't, but you can't go for fast laps just because you're in the zone. You're getting lapped. You have to yield. There's car contact in front. No, he hits me. Automatically disqualified. I get virtually kicked out of the race, completely removed. Here it is one more time from the TV camera. You can see me drift into his braking zone. I admit defeat, but he was going to run into the back of that GT3 in front of him anyway. So there you go. So I figured I might as well cut to the final lap of the leading LMP2 car so you can see what it's like to expertly navigate this circuit without incident, because clearly I don't know how to do it. So as Miles goes on here to win the race, 40% of the field retired from this race, either due to too much mechanical damage from crashes or being disqualified, which is kind of dumb. And the next race is going to be at Laguna Seca, a tight, twisty circuit. If the incident count doesn't increase, I anticipate 50% of the field not finishing the race. And you know, it's hard to take a league seriously if that's what's happening. And so I don't think I'm going to practice anymore for this league. I'd rather do other races, other cars, other circuits that I find more fun. I'll still do them, do the league, and put up the videos on YouTube because I think it's interesting and entertaining, a bit lighthearted, and it makes for good entertainment and something I don't have to take too personally. Just I don't expect any victories for me this season. But yeah, thanks for watching, and tune in next week.